Today we're going to talk about the monotony of recruiting. And so this is probably going to be my favorite topic because I've realized recently within the past year that a lot of people get stuck at this point. So let's go back to what I talked about, I think, in video number 2, where it's the IDEA, which is, I think Becky came up with that. Identify, drip, engage, and ask, okay? What I've found after coaching so many is we get, and I think a lot of this, again, just we have certain goals that we want to achieve. Many of them require recruiting to grow titles, to grow volume. And we get so focused on those goals that we forget the relationship element of recruiting, which is so important and so vital. Again, there has to be some sort of relationship and commonality there. This is my personal opinion. Not for everybody, but just for the majority. And so what I found through coaching people is they've identified, they've dripped, and then they're engaging. And there's never really the ask, or there's never really the next phase to get the recruit to. So for example, let's just say that you have invited this person to a business opportunity. You've identified them, told them, they have said, yes, I'd like more information. And you have invited them to an event, okay? So they last minute don't show up. Has anybody had that happen? Yeah, all the time. And so what do? You invite them to the next event, which is like a month later, which, by the way, is way too long. Don't do that. Nobody needs to go 4 weeks. And yeah, don't depend on an event. Do this yourself, okay? Get them to a coffee. Get them to something else. But let's just say this is so they couldn't make it to that event. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I'll invite you next month. Next month, the same thing happens. Okay. And then you're like, okay, well, I'll invite you next month. Next month, the same thing happens. Same thing happens. I'll invite you next. I mean, this could go on for an eternity. An eternity. Okay. And it just drives me absolutely insane because what I do is if I invite somebody to an event and they no show, then they're not getting invited to another event again. They're just not. What I do is that is a key indicator for me that they either feel uncomfortable, it's not a priority for them, and I need to do a better job at developing a relationship with them. And so what I'll do is I will schedule a one-on-one coffee with them, or I'll invite them to come to lunch to get more information. Or I may just try to develop a relationship with them. I may not even say, let's talk about Rodan Fields. I don't know. And so I really want you to ask yourself some questions when you're talking to prospects. And now is a great time to do this because we have the free regimen offer, okay? And so think about how you're going back to these people, okay? Is it every time there's a special? Yeah, that's not good. If you look back through your thread and the only time you've ever reached out to somebody is when there's a special, and there's been a lot of specials. Can I get an amen? Yes. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous, the amount of specials. There was one at the end of January, beginning of February, one at the end of February. We had one in March, and we're in May. I mean, my gosh, every time I turn around, we have some ridiculous special. Look back through your threads, okay? If you have reached out to somebody and all that it has been is about specials, okay, then this is a key indicator that, that is not good relationship building. You're engaging, and you can't do that with customers. You have to break it up, develop the relationship. If I see that I've done that with some of my even greatest preferred customers, okay, I will make a mental note, or I'll go in right away and just say, hey, how's your family? How are things going? Are you enjoying the products? What are you guys doing this summer? Do you have summer plans? It is important that you let prospects, preferred customers, and people know that people don't want to feel like They're being taken advantage of. And again, this is a part of the recruiting process. This is a part of direct sales that nobody teaches you. There's no playbook that comes with this. And you're talking to somebody who had no sales experience. These are just things that I've learned along the way. I think because of a lot of common sense. I have a lot of common sense. And so I get and I pick up from people that they don't want to feel like you're using them. Yes, we have a great product that we can offer them, but we are all human and we all want to be communicated with. We all want to feel that we're needed, and we all want to feel and be treated like human beings. This is different than going to a department store and just buying from somebody that you don't know. Our customers and our prospects, they want an experience, and we are responsible for giving them that experience. We are truly, in my mind, out of any brand that I've ever worked for, we are truly the extension of the Rodan & Fields brand. And we're not just about product, and we're not just about bringing you into the business. That our Rodan & Fields brand encaptures so much more, and it's important that you convey that to your people, okay? And that's why I did such a long video on developing relationships with your customers and being real with them. So I want you to ask yourself 3 questions when you are prospecting someone and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, and you're starting to feel like what I'm talking to you about right now, which is it's just monotonous. You reach out, you don't get anything. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. 1, have you ever sent this person a sample? Have you sent them a mini facial? Hey, Sally, listen, I know we've not been able to connect. I'm so sorry. End of school. I know I've sent a couple of messages, but if you're just like me, girl, it is insane. I'm getting ready to send out some mini facials. I know we've not been able to connect on product. I'm going to drop one in the mail. Can you shoot me your address? See how I take control, okay? So if you're not getting anywhere with somebody, send them a sample. You just want to get a sample in their hands. Number 2, if somebody keeps giving you the money as an issue, as to why they won't buy a kit, why they won't buy product, this is across the board, okay? This is even for, back to number 1, by sending them a sample, this is even for people who are looking at the business, okay? This is just to keep the conversation going and to keep it at a relationship level. But back to number 2, if you have somebody who keeps coming back with money, well, I can't afford the kit and I can't afford to buy the product, and look at just one product, okay? Give them some options. Just say, you know what? I realize money is an issue for you. I just want to get products in your hands. What if we started with a body lotion or a sunless tanner? Or let's start with an eye cream. Everybody needs an eye cream. Be willing to sacrifice not making the big sale, okay, just to get product into somebody's hands, all right? Number 3, are they even a PC? So again, going back to, let's say you're prospecting somebody, you're not getting anywhere with them. You've done all this back and forth, they ghost you. Again, I would just take the business out and I would go back to, hey, we're running a great product special right now. We should look at you doing this just as a way to get started. You can familiarize yourself with the product, just get them on product. Okay. So when you're talking to somebody and it's an eternity going on, okay, and you find yourself trying to engage them and nothing's happening, ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, have you given them a sample? 2, have you considered something small pennies, Rodan & Fields, to get them started on because they keep coming back with money as an issue? 3, are they even a preferred customer? So many people I've coached who they have been talking to prospects for over a year about going into the business. And I'm like, okay, well, what's their favorite products? Well, I don't know, because they aren't even a preferred customer. Oh, gosh. Don't let it go on that long. Okay. If you've got somebody who's stringing you along that long, just bite the bullet, sign them up as a PC, because 40% of our preferred customers end up becoming consultants. Okay. If you are one of these people who have someone who you just keep trying to engage, you've invited them to an event, they've told you no. If you've done this and they've said no, if you've tried to engage them in this and they've said no. It's time for you to develop a relationship. Do not continually ask them to come to events. Do not continually ask them to be a part of virtual events. That is not, I'm trying to think how I would feel if I had told somebody that I wasn't interested in this, that it's not the right time for me, and somebody kept inviting me to something. I personally would think, honestly, I don't know if I want to work with this person, because what the words that are coming out of my mouth are not resonating with them. Okay. The best thing that you can do is say, you know what? I would love for us to meet up and go running one morning. I would just love for us to get to know each other better. I would love for us to meet up for coffee. We live so close to each other. Why not we get together for coffee? I would love for us to, maybe have a kid play date to be able to get to know somebody. Okay. I call this shocking the system. Okay. So if I have somebody who I reach out to, and let's just say I've done everything. I've given them a sample. I've told them how to start small. They're a preferred customer. Like, they're on the verge. They're ready to buy product, or they're ready to plunge for the business. And I keep trying to engage, and nothing happens. Then what I will do is I will just and back up, and I will take the business out of it. I will take everything out of it. And I'll just say, hey, let's go grab lunch. Or, hey, I'm going to be attending this, and I'd love for you to come with me. Take Rodan Fields out of it. Think of something. There's so many things that you can do to be able to spend time with someone, to get to know them. And, they kind of know in their mind, what you're doing. You're getting to know them, which is fine. I mean, to me, that is something that even if nobody joins me in business, I'm like, I still like, and I like getting to know other people and getting in their world. And so when I do that, I'm able to make more ground with people versus hiding behind a computer and hiding behind my cell phone and constantly inviting. And then I look like I'm all business. And I'm only out for myself. And I'm not. Okay. Hopefully this helps. If you have any questions about this, because there's so many different aspects, scenarios, PCs, prospects for business, how that could look like, how it would go down, I would love to be able to address any additional questions that you have. We have one final video that I'm going to be doing tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but the next day. And it's going to be talking about why we must always recruit. Okay. Hope this helps. Ask me questions.